Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you for being here today. And being the senator from Mississippi, I too want to talk about the Gulf of Mexico. I'm in very, very close contact with the producers down there and the companies that are concerned about these leases. And, you know, offshore oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico has proven so many times that it's the cleanest on the planet due to the stringent environmental safety standards that we have to meet down there. It provides 15% of the U.S. production, and it is a critical source of reliable and affordable energy. So despite these benefits, the leases required by law are being canceled at a time when our nation is suffering from a record high gasoline and diesel prices. And at the same time, President Biden claims his administration's policies are not holding back domestic energy production. And, you know, we have charts of the decline of the Gulf of Mexico, 5% since January of 2021. So my question to you as Madam Secretary is, what does your department have against utilizing this Gulf of Mexico production for domestic energy? This makes no sense whatsoever. So can you just explain to me what your department has against utilizing this?
Senator, we are perfectly moving forward on all of the work that we have to. We don't prioritize, you know, one lease over the other or one area over the other. I'm not exactly sure. We don't have anything against.
Why were the two leases canceled just week before last? Why were those two leases canceled?
Are you? I'm not sure. Are you?
Same time the Alaskan lease was canceled, you canceled two from the Gulf of Mexico and one from Alaska. Why were the two in the Gulf of Mexico canceled?
Thank you, Senator. It was likely because of the conflicting litigation that is happening. Is that what I believe that's what you could be talking about in the case of the two Gulf lease sales? Conflicting litigation made it extremely difficult to move forward given the legal parameters that we were trying to deal with, the timelines and so forth.
So are you willing to work to improve this, or this decline of 5% since 2021? Do you expect to increase those leases in the Gulf of Mexico?
I know that we are working hard to, as I mentioned many times, even when I was before this committee during my confirmation hearing, we are working very hard to balance the use of public lands, knowing that they are public and they belong to every single American. Also, we know that we're working hard with the fossil fuel programs to take climate change into account. I appreciate all of the information from you and Senator Cassidy about the durability and the cleanness of the Gulf of Mexico oil. I am more than happy to make sure that we continue to work with your office moving forward.
Okay, I'm going to get on to my next question then. The piece that was passed along, that we got a hold of that early this morning. Christopher got a hold of that, and your department informed my staff this morning that it would release the draft proposal on June the 30th. And, you know, I suppose that should be good news. But I'm just interested as whether or not, is this an admission that your department will fail to meet the June 30th deadline for the final 5-year program?
Well, considering the fact that we essentially had to start from scratch on this program, as we mentioned, the previous administration stopped in 2018 and didn't do any more work on it, so we picked that up when we got into office.
But I mean, is this an admission that you're not going to meet that final draft deadline of June the 30th? That's a yes or no?
Yes, the final draft will not be out by June 30th.
Okay, and I have 1 minute left. The White House recently stated that the president's policy is to ban additional leasing. And that is from an April 19th statement from the White House press secretary at that time. It is not in line with the president's policy, which is to ban additional leasing. And we've seen the obvious detrimental effects that is this misguided policy is having on all American families. Does the Interior Department agree with such a policy?
Senator, what I could say is that I am guided by the law.
Okay, and it is clear violation of your department's requirement to prepare and maintain a 5-year program for the offshore leasing and development. So if you agree with the law, are you saying that you're in compliance with this now?
We are working on it, given the fact that of the conflicting litigation that we had, of the fact that the process was stopped in 2018 for 3 years and that we had to pick it back up again.
Well, my time is out. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.